So words of blades that never fall, debated warriors brave. Every thought we give and save. In the ring we stand tall, words of blades that never fall, debate like warriors brave. Every thought we give and save. Through the noise we cut clean, spirited, mind sharp and keen. With a spark that lights the night, join us in this epic fight. Welcome to the Spartan Arena, where minds clash and thoughts clean. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Buckle up and take your stance. In this arena, there's no chance to escape the fight by law. Dive in deep and search for more. From heartfelt talks to fierce debates, we explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome to the fierce debates. We explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome to the Spartan Arena, where minds clash and thoughts clean. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Buckle up and take your stance. In this arena, there's no chance to escape the fight by law. Dive in deep and search for more.
Welcome to the spot. It's time to ignite. Oh yeah. Operation Hangout. The feeling's just right. Chilling with the crew. We're ready to groove. Opinions flying high. Come on, let's move. Woo. Hang out all night long, all night. Laughing and debating, playing our song. Oh yeah. Share your thoughts, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Operation Hangout, let's reach for the sky. Let's fly. Pull up a chair, let's get in the zone. Voices blend and smooth, like a funky trombone. Oh yeah. Topics from the heart, making us think. With a twist and a shout, raise up your drink. Cheers! Hang out all night long, all night. Laughing and debating, playing our song. Oh yeah. Share your thoughts, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Operation Hangout, let's reach for the sky. Let's fly. Bring it down, shake it up, feel the beat. With every word we share, the circle's complete. Woo! Living loud, thinking proud, that's what we do. Oh yeah. Join the club, come on through, we're waiting for you. Alright. Hang out all night long, all night. Laughing and debating, playing our song. Oh yeah. Share your thoughts, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Operation Hangout, let's reach for the sky. Let's fly. Hang out.
What is going on, everybody? We're back at it, another show, another live. You know where you're at. You're at Spartan Institute Network, the shows of wrestling talk with the Spartan. Of course, if you don't know who I am, I'm going to introduce myself. I am the Spartan, aka Peter. How is everybody doing tonight? My man Eric is in the house. What is going on, Eric? How are you doing tonight? But I cannot do this by myself. I got to bring my man into this. Let's welcome Anton. What is going on, my man?
It's been a long week. It's been a long week. So, that's basically all I can say. It's been a long week.
I think you broke a sweat with that one, actually.
It's been a long week. That's all. That's the best way I can put it. How's it going, Peter?
Same old man. It's been a week. Let's put it this way.
Yeah, it has been. Definitely.
Yeah. So WrestleMania is next week, my man. And we gotta talk about this. Did you see the
I was just watching the pipe bomb and
0.0?
CM Punk never disappoints. Never.
Funny part is he did have a script. They literally said they gave him some pointers like, listen, you should hit this, you should hit this, you should hit this, and should they hit this. And he won. Okay, you sure you want to do this because your last time what happened, right? Like people, he literally destroyed them last time. Like he did this time. He brought out Roman Reigns. He brought Vince McMahon. He brought AEW into it. He brought everybody you could think of under the sun. So, what is your opinion about it?
Honestly, it's not as strong, but it's still CM Punk. Like, he's not the type to hold back. He went after Pat McAfee, which was hilarious. Of course, he called Roman Reigns a Nepo baby. Definitely called him out because, oh, yeah, your cousin sits on the board of TKO and so on and so forth. He, of course, was unapologetic. Called him out saying, yo, lower the ticket prices, too. He just was not.
You know what's funny about that? They just lowered the prices on them too. So the reason behind the lower price, and it kind of makes sense, and I kind of want to say to them, "I told you so," because the price is so high. No, they're not selling out WrestleMania this year at all.
I'm not surprised because it's getting ridiculous because I got a friend who went to WrestleMania a couple years back in Philly, sitting in the nosebleeds. There's one person that I follow on social media. Her and her husband went to Philly as well, also sat in the nosebleeds. And then I remember seeing some pictures. Okay, you had a good amount of fans in the nosebleeds, mid-tier, like lower tier of the stadium, but you had not as many people as you used to seeing on the arena floor. And it's like, back then, you did everything possible to try to get tickets for WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, it was nearly impossible at one point.
Now it's like that's and that's the thing I think a lot of people are starting to get from the last few years with the WWE. It's like, which direction are you going? Are you trying to relive the good old days of the attitude, ruthless aggression era? Or are you trying to make it possible for everyone else to see like it's a family event? Or
that's we'll talk about that in 1 second.
Oh yeah, definitely. We'll definitely touch on that. Or it seems like, you know what? Let's still do what we do, but let's try not to get onto the radar of a particular individual, if you know what I mean. Like they feel like they have no choice but to play it safe.
Like whose radar would you think?
A certain individual that's living in a White House radar.
Oh, that.
Yeah. And it feels like a lot of people have to play it safe just in case, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I have mixed feelings about that one because political wise, and I hate talking about politics on the show, and I should bring this up really fast then. Because yes, you want to play it safe, but legally, he can't do shit. And you know I'm right.
You'd have a point, but he's always going to find a way to say something. He likes to put his hands in everything, like he's the best thing since sliced bread. I'm a little
Yeah,
dizzy
and
right
you're
now.
100% right about that. And
Yeah.
with everything going on with the world right now, I do understand why they're trying to play safe. I don't agree with it. I like the OWW when they took chances.
They didn't have a problem pushing the envelope.
Yeah, when they almost got canceled with remember I remember the X was on there was Wade and so Mike was in their public apology announcement of the X for no reason.
See,
And
but I'm a little busy
in
right
their
now.
first, like, dude, watch your mouth. What the fuck, man? And like that is one of those things. But I also find out recently, very recently, CM Punk and Roman Reigns have a secret rivalry going on between those two.
Mm.
If you know the history about CM Punk and Roman Reigns, is CM Punk was his idea to start the Shield.
Really? That I never knew.
It was his idea.
Wow.
To Vince. I don't know the exact details, like the backstory completely. There are a bunch
Okay.
of documentaries out there, but it's been proven it was CM Punk's idea.
It does make sense because when you think about some of the things that CM Punk had going on, the straight edge, when he's always been part of the straight edge movement, and I think he had a faction that was associated with that. And then I remember, I think that was Stevie Richards. That was part of Right to Censor. So you had a lot of things. So I can see why Punk pushed that idea, and it would have worked for him because he's always been that. He's going to play hard, but at the same time, he's not going to do anything illegal, if you know what I mean.
I guess she must be on camera.
Yeah, she likes being on camera. Yeah, you're on camera, but right now, Daddy's working.
Daddy.
Yes, I'm working here.
Let's go, Daddy.
This is what fatherhood is, all right, Peter? This is fatherhood. Hey. Fatherhood's a beautiful. Hey. Watch. When you have your own, trust and believe you're gonna be having fun.
Trust me, I have a little beagle that gives my hands full right now. Trust me. But back to the original conversation.
Okay.
We have a secret rivalry because CM Punk is a stretch. Roman Reigns has this ruthless attitude ever since he rediscovered himself after COVID.
Right. And I think what it was the shutdown during COVID and the fact that he took time off. Remember when he was battling cancer? I think he had that time to learn to reinvent himself.
Yes, that's exactly where I was looking for. Reinvent it. And it worked for him, except being this. Also, the time when they were before COVID, the big dog.
Yes. Yes. What he was going with the other day. Yeah.
I liked it, but it was too much.
Hold on.
Yeah, I think it was too much. They were pushing it down our throats, and I think that's why people said, "You know what? Fuck you, WWE. We don't want him." They weren't ready for the Roman Reigns that we got yet. But when we came back, that's when we said, now we want him. And I remember when he was at his 3-year range, people said, we're sick of Roman Reigns, we're sick of Roman Reigns, we're sick of Roman Reigns. I'm not denying his title range was a little bit too much. But after he lost the title and a year later, we want Roman Reigns back. I'm like, oh, come on, man. You guys got to make your mind up here. You can't have it both ways.
Unfortunately, fans think they can have it both ways. It doesn't work like that, especially when it comes to this business.
Yeah. So let's address this comment for a minute here because I know Eric is a big fan of Piper. I'm not denying that he's great on the mic.
Piper was, honestly, he was pipe bomb before there was a pipe bomb.
Yeah.
He was great on the mic.
My only pushback, I think The Rock was a little better on the mic.
Really? I think because Rock was allowed to push that envelope at that time.
Yeah.
Could you imagine could you imagine if Hot Rod was allowed to push that envelope?
Oh, you're asking for trouble there.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what made Piper one of the best wrestlers on the mic. He was unapologetic. He was straightforward. Sometimes he could be a bit unhinged. But one thing, and you talk to any wrestling fan, one of the best in the business when it came out to Mike. He found a way to always get his point across. And even sometimes you were afraid when you're going to break character. And I know it wasn't easy for some wrestlers at that time not to break character. So I got to give them credit for that.
Yeah. So I did a quick Google search. They're saying the best people on the mic is as is. The Rock is number one.
Oh. Okay, Rocky is definitely good. I
Stone
don't
Cold's
know.
in second place.
Who?
Stone Cold.
Oh, yeah.
And John Cena's in third.
Okay.
Paul Heyman is in fourth. CM Punk is fifth.
Wow.
Roddy Piper is in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sixth place.
Really?
Jericho's seventh. The last one I don't agree at all. The Miz is in eighth.
Really? And who's he ahead?
I don't know. I respect the person who he is because he did all this stuff for he with Raw Rules, Real Worlds, MTV stuff. Great. Then let's be honest here for a second here. He got in WWE because of his MTV personality.
Exactly. But you got to give him credit because he used it to his advantage. And he showed, and let's be honest, from what I've heard, between the time when he went to wrestling school to when he finally made it, he really proved himself. Like, he worked extra hard to show, hey, I got here because I put in the time and I put in the work, not just because I did reality shows and I got my 15 minutes of fame. You know, people are thinking that he's trying to hold on to his 15 minutes of fame. No, he took his 15 minutes of fame and used it to his advantage to be a successful WWE wrestler.
Yeah, he worked. You know how to work his gimmick. Just come with that. And if you want to get key styles like Stone Cold and Jake the Snake are a top. Entertainment wise, The Rock and Randy Savage and Ric Flair are the heel wise. Paul Heyman, Roddy Piper, and Jericho are there together. Storytelling, Dusty Rhodes and Art Anderson are
Arn Anderson, yeah.
So, but this year with WrestleMania coming around the corner, there's no really solid storyline. The only one I see a little bit is obviously CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. I think that's a decent storyline. And RKO with Cody Rhodes a little bit.
Yeah,
I still think the way this story is going, and you can push back if you like, Cody is going to turn heel on WrestleMania.
I can see that happen. And I won't be surprised if it does. I really won't be surprised if it does, but I can see that happening. And the thing is, if you're gonna turn him heel, you better have a very good story for him to work with.
That's what it is too.
And that's what's important. Because you could turn him heel, and if you don't got a story that's gonna work, what's the point? It was a waste. That's a waste of time. A total waste of time. And now you had a moment you could have ran with this from WrestleMania till whenever, and if it falls flat, who do you blame is the question. Do you blame it on Rhodes? Do you blame it on the writers? You know what I mean? It's like it's all about timing. And I remember we talked about it before. If you want someone to turn heel, it's all about the timing. And you gotta get it right. You do it too soon, okay. It's like, how are you gonna make this work? If you turn too late, then it doesn't look genuine. So I could see Rhodes turning heel this weekend. but they better have a very good story for him to work with. And if you got a very good story that he can work with, see how long you can get that to run. And hopefully it doesn't fall flat. And hopefully it's not one of those stories where it's all talk and no action too.
So I agree 100%. Timing is everything on turning heels. If they don't turn him heel at WrestleMania, I think they're gonna blow the major opportunity they have
Oh,
because
definitely.
that is the grand stage of them all and everything. To Eric's comment with AJ and Becky, yes, they are hot. I'm not denying that.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel they're repeating another feud they've already done already. You know, they did it like was it 2 pay-per-views ago? Whatever it was.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is going to be another good match for them.
How long are you going to try to keep this going is the question.
Exactly. That's
and
what
the last thing you want for is to go stale. Like you have something that works.
Reverse Man is stale already. That's the problem right now, bro.
Yeah, then
like I put in a GBD chat before we got on the air. Like they're saying, in the card right now, the matches you need to look out for is Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, and Ubafet, whatever his name is. Then celebrity wise, I show Speed is gonna be a decent pop for the show.
Okay.
And Logan Paul's.
And that's the thing with Logan Paul is like, can you really take him seriously? Because let's be honest, he's a reality star that's finding ways to hold on to his 15 minutes of fame.
Would you call him a reality star, bro? Because he's really a YouTuber.
And yeah, that you got a point. But you know what it is? He can hold his own in the ring. I remember in SummerSlam a few years back, him and Ricochet.
That was a nice clash too.
I was like, it was hard to take him serious, but it worked. And I was like,
funny part, they didn't even practice that one.
And sometimes those are the best moves. Those are the best things, the ones that you just come up with. And if it connects and it works, that's one of those moments where the fans are going to appreciate everything you do. They don't care who wins or loses. If you put on a show like that and you just come up with something like that, fans are going to love you. Wow. But Eric does make a valid point. I can see why he would say that.
Why do you think?
I think because he just came out of nowhere. I think because it's almost like similar to the Miz, but not really similar to the Miz. Like, okay, Miz was a reality TV star and so on and so forth, and he used that and took advantage to score a very good career. Logan Paul, it's almost like Logan Paul is to wrestling like Kimbo Slice was to MMA. Someone that came out of nowhere that was a YouTube sensation. You put him in a situation and let's see if it works. And for some reason, for Logan Paul, it's working. And for Kimbo Slice, it didn't work for him.
I think it did work for him because they made him more popular and people wanted to see him more.
True, but Kimbo was raw. That was the problem. He was raw. He wasn't like I can't say classically trained, but he wasn't a trained fighter. He didn't know about the importance of speed, endurance, stamina. All he was power, and he thought he could just depend on that for him to work. Power will only go so far in MMA.
Yeah. We both martial arts. That's a whole different conversation.
Oh, exactly.
But let's go down with the cards for a minute. All right. The first match they're saying is the Universal WWE Championship. Cody versus Roman. Remember? Oh, Cody. Oh, shit. The way they have this here is like it confused the fuck out of me. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. And with Pat McAfee. Let's talk about Pat for a minute here. I like Pat. I think he's a great announcer, a great personality to the show, and everything. But before he came back, he said it. He's done with WWE. I don't know what exactly happened, put a sour taste in his mouth, but something happened.
Yeah. And that could be anything. It could have been something that happened behind the scenes. It could have been.
It probably is behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? There are rumors. There are, people are making, videos on this. But to you're behind the scenes with these guys, dude, he says, listen, they pissed me up because of X, Y, and Z. If he comes on camera and says that, I'll give him credit. I'm not discrediting him from what he has done so far.
Right.
Done a lot. But with Cody and Randy, I'm gonna give it right now to Randy right now. Because he's the Viper right now.
Yeah.
When the Viper goes in,
oh yeah, that's it.
And Pat in his corner. I don't know how I like Pat as this heel turn guy.
I think what it is, he wants to show that he's a bit of a badass. He wants to show that he's tough. You know, he wants to show like, hey, I'm not just here for comic relief. I think that's what it is. He wants to show, yeah, I can hold my own in this ring. Yes, I was an athlete. I was in the NFL for X number of years, yada, yada, yada. He wants to prove that, hey, listen, I can hold my own here. I'm just as good of an athlete as the rest of these guys, too. And while he does value and respect what a lot of these guys do day in and day out, he's basically trying to say, listen, I'm just as good of an athlete as well. He's not saying that he's better. He's saying, I'm just as good as these guys. Now, if I was doing it, maybe I would be just like these guys. But he's giving them their respect. He appreciates everything they do. But at the same time, he's trying to say, listen, I'm just as much of an athlete as you guys. He doesn't call them entertainers. He doesn't say all the things that most pro wrestlers don't like to hear. And I think that's what works in his favor. But I'm guessing there are probably some wrestlers, and he's probably not going to name names, or you might find out eventually, but there were probably a few wrestlers are looking at him like, why the hell is he here? First, this was a business. This is how we earn our money and make our living. Now we got him and Logan Paul, and now we're supposed to be some sideshow attraction. And I think maybe that's what how some of the wrestlers may feel like. And I think that's why he might have got felt rubbed the wrong way.
I think you're a good percentage right. I think Pat is a great athlete. I can't take that away from him.
Right.
He was
in the NFL.
For help me out. What team was it?
Indianapolis Colts. He was an NFL kicker. And people always talk about, and everyone talk. Well, he was a punter actually, but people always talk about the punters and the kickers that they don't do this, that, and the other. But he was on a 53-man roster. He got an NFL paycheck. He played for an NFL team for a significant amount of time. And the fact that he can say that, that's something he can say that most of us cannot say. And you have to be an athlete to play in the NFL. You got to be in exceptionally good shape.
Bro, you got to take a hit in the NFL.
Yeah.
You got to take a hit. I don't care if you're a punter or whatever. You're going to get hit eventually.
Exactly.
Because if you're a punter, you're going to still go down that field no matter what. If you're a field kicker, you're still got to go down that field.
Yeah.
You're going to get hit no matter what.
Exactly.
Eric saying they put him in a three-way with Lester. Yeah, Lester and the other guy. He's not going to win a match. I'll give him that much. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to win any titles, but he's going to, what match was it? Gunther, I think. He actually wrestlers usually, tap your side as respect. Like a
sign of respect, yeah. Undertaker did that. I remember Undertaker doing that with Maven, and Maven said it like when you get something like that, that's like you get the seal of approval. You got Undertaker's seal of approval. Like you got what it takes to be in this business.
Here's the other one with that. Freaking AJ and Undertaker did the same thing. He patted him in the rib cage.
He has the mutual respect, and
yeah,
Undertaker has been in the business for a long time, so he has that right to be that gatekeeper of the history and the culture of the sport. And he looks at
you cannot take anything from the Undertaker. I don't care who the fuck you are.
Exactly.
The Undertaker is not one of the best he ever lived. And I'm saying
that means you haven't been paying attention.
I'm talking about since the history from the first wrestling match ever made from the Greeks, my people. I think he's the best ever to breathe, bled, and sweat in any type of wrestling ring.
Yeah. And when you look at a lot of his old matches too, from his early days when he was first getting started to when he became The Undertaker, when he made his debut at Survivor Series, he has every right to be the gatekeeper. He has every right to be a gatekeeper of the history of this sport. Because he's done so much for this sport in the ring. It's helped him in so many ways. Guys like him, guys like Jim Cornette as a manager, guys like, of course, people are going to say Stone Cold or The Rock because of his family lineage. A lot of these guys have been in the business for so long, who've done so much to help this sport propel to where it is now. If you don't like the fact that they're gatekeepers, oh well. Because these guys have earned that right to be gatekeepers because they put in the time, they put in the work, they put in the travels, they put in the effort. And all I got to say to anyone who think that I'm just talking out of my ass, I got 3 words for you. Prove me wrong.
No way you're proving him wrong.
Exactly.
Because you know how he is. He will. The Undertaker will. Hey, Wally, what's up, my man?
Really? Where you been hiding, Wally?
I think he's still having computer problems, so that's my check.
Oh, okay.
So the next card. Let's go down the list. Okay, the next card is women's title, women's world champion. Stephanie Vicaire and Liv Morgan. I'm gonna give her Liv Morgan. I think she's gonna sneak her ass in there somehow.
Yeah, she's always been one of those wrestlers that finds a way to just get it done. And sometimes you're thinking she doesn't have a chance, but she finds a way. She just does. Stephanie back in the ring? Wow. When was the last time she was in the ring?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
It's been a while. That's wild.
Yeah.
I gotta look this up now. Now you're gonna make me want to look this up.
Yeah. As you do, I'm gonna go to the next. The next one is actually the one that I'm actually kind of looking forward to a little bit because I feel this one's put in the last minute. I don't think it's gonna be a good match. Is there other matches that I'm looking forward to?
What's okay?
But this one, I feel like it was like rushed because he came back from an injury.
Uh-oh.
Hands up. So what is asking? Which are the gatekeepers you're talking about? You want to answer that?
The gatekeepers I'm talking about are guys like The Undertaker, like Jim Cornette, like The Rock, guys like Cody Rhodes, guys who've been in the business for a long time or grew up in the business because they're, who grew up in the business. The Rock, his father, his grandfather were in the business. His cousins, his uncles are in the business. Randy Orton, his father and his grandfather were also in the business. Who else would I say? I said Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes. He's in the business. His father was in the business. His brother's in the business. Guys who've been in it for so long, either as a wrestler or they're the son or daughter of a wrestler. You could say Charlotte Flair also is a gatekeeper. Look who her father is. One person that you can also put in that same category who's no longer with us, Bray Wyatt. His father's Mike Rotunda. His uncle is Barry Windham. These are guys who grew up in this business, who saw what their fathers or their mothers had to deal with and see. They're the ones that see the aspect of the sport that we don't see. The constant traveling, they're still competing despite that they're hurt, being on the road for close to 300 days out the year and being away from their families. And then they still go into the business.
I think Undertaker is the gatekeeper because he was the judge, executioner, and jury.
Yeah, wrestling court in the locker room. He ran the locker room.
That's the only person I'll gatekeeper. But the one match I want to talk about next is Seth Rollins and Gunther.
That's going to be a good match.
I'm sorry?
That's going to be a good match. Both those guys are Gunther is technically sound.
He is, but I don't know what it is about Gunther. I just never liked the guy.
Really?
Something about his wrestling style I don't like. I think he's technical, but he plays it safe a lot. I realize.
Oh, I think that's what that is. That what it is. He's afraid. He's not much of a risk taker.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. I don't know, but I felt this match was kind of rushed in a way because Seth Rollins came back from an injury early. He didn't expect him to come back to after WrestleMania, and Seth Rollins is known to recover fast. He's a fast healer.
That's true.
And he pulls a lot of fucking oh fuck out of my ass. Literally, he pulls a oh fuck out of my ass. So look what happened one year when he did a heel stomp. He went to a heel stomp and it turned into an RKO in the middle of the air. It was like 10 feet in the air, some shit like that. You know, he went up and Randy Orton reversed it in the middle. Boom! I went like, I think it was a WrestleMania too.
I think that was the WrestleMania, not last year, but what? Was that the one?
It was years ago, a few years
ago.
Oh,
that was a long time back. Okay.
Yeah. So he's technical in that. I give him credit. He can work a gimmick. He can perform. Seth Rollins. I'm not going to take Seth Rollins. He's been in the business long enough to do it. Gunther, he's not been in the business as long as, at least in WWE.
Right. But he's a very good technical wrestler. He's very,
I don't know. I think he wrestled in Germany for a while too.
That's probably why it is, because the way he wrestles is different than how it is that you would see here in North America. And I think that's probably the reason.
I'm saying, like, I don't see the credibility in him personally.
Oh, wow.
That's a personal thing. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm not saying he's good. I'm not saying he's a scum. I'm not saying none of that.
He's different.
He just, for me, it doesn't rub my pee-pee well.
Doesn't get you all that excited, huh?
No, it doesn't go.
Yeah, I see. I see.
It goes more like, like, you get a little. I'm not saying like in a sexual manner. I'm not saying that. Like you something about getting you excited about. You hear his music, boom, and you go, "Oh, my man!" I'm like,
yeah, I hear what you're saying.
I hear that. I'm like, really? He's back out.
Wait, he's still wrestling? Really?
He's even like 95 years old already. Like something about it. Like I think you might think it's a good match. It probably will be a decent match. I'm not denying that,
right.
But I think the whole storyline was rushed.
Yeah.
The next one I want to talk about. This one is Eric's favorite one. AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. It's going to be another match to me. I'm not excited about it because we've already seen it. Except, AJ, let's give AJ some credit here for a minute here, all right?
Okay.
She hasn't wrestled for how many years?
Oh, wow. Has it been that long?
It's been a very long time.
Wow.
And when she came back, she looked good. Not my cup of tea, a woman. But I'll give her credit. She looks good. Becky, same thing. She looks good. She's been gone for a while. And she came back. Hang on one second. Let's get this guy in here.
Wally.
What up, Wally? Welcome back.
What's going on, Wally? Wally.
Can you hear us?
Wally. Come on, yeah.
All right, I think he might have a little issues there, but I don't think she's bad at all. I'm not thinking these guys are going to be bad. I'm just saying I'm not looking forward to it.
Okay, I think what it is.
Now?
You can hear me?
Yeah. What's going on, dude?
Yeah, I gotta switch out the mic. Yeah. But no, when I was hearing you say gatekeeper, I mean, usually when I think about gatekeeper, I only think about that in a negative tone. So usually when people say gatekeepers, I'm like, well, I mean, are these people that you mentioned really gatekeepers?
That's a fair point.
Okay, you got a point. I see it as that because when you've been in the business for so long, or you grew up in the business and you know everything that comes with it, you have a better understanding than somebody who's just getting started and working their way and trying to work their way up the ranks. And people forget, of course, the Undertaker was always the one that ran the locker room. Like, he was the person that ran wrestling court. Any type of situation that happened, whether it was a wrestler, a referee, whomever, he would settle it. He was the one that always settled it and made sure things stayed in order and stayed maintained. That's why you never heard, like, you never really, like, even if there were things that went on backstage, there were probably things that it didn't went as bad as it could have been if the Undertaker wasn't there. And I think he likes to run a tight ship. He's all about that. And I think because of that, that's why I consider him a gatekeeper, because he's very understanding of the history, not just the politics, but the history of the sport.
Stop that.
I mean, no, that's fair. I mean, but yeah, like I said, it's just like usually when I'm thinking about gatekeepers, I'm only looking at that in a sense of just more so of a negative connotation than more so positive. Because again, I mean, because honestly, you could sit here and say, well, would you rather call Undertaker a gatekeeper or just one of the many leaders that know his ways around the park?
Okay, that's a fair way of putting it. That's one way of putting it.
Well, but that's my point. So that's what I'm saying. Like, because again, when I'm thinking about a gatekeeper, I'm thinking about someone that is stopping someone from reaching higher than they should be able to. For instance, perfect example, like Hulk Hogan. He's a gatekeeper. Because there's a lot of people he sort of fucked up along the way that could have been more bigger than what they were supposed to be.
That is true, and I see you pointing that. I never took that. I never saw that approach, but I do
feel like that's more like a not gatekeeper, a gate blocker.
Well, gate blocker, gatekeeper, either which way, yeah.
But I feel like the Undertaker is more like the leader, and always been a leader since day one. Like, you have to get his approval no matter what.
That is true, but I do see what you mean. I do get what you're saying, Wally, because Hogan did screw over a good number of people. I remember hearing stories about, and of course, there were a few people that had no business being in the business, but for some reason, because of their last name, he was able to push them up to a little bit further than they should have been. Perfect example. His nephew Horace, back when they had the NWO. Like, how did Horace Hogan belong there? Like, seriously, like, what is it about him that makes it seem like as if he's this great wrestler? Like, is he really a great wrestler, or is it because his uncle is one of the most popular names in the business?
I don't think Hogan was one of the best wrestlers out there, to be honest. I think he had a great gimmick. He was not technical, let's be honest.
True.
At least in the States, he wasn't. In Japan, he was very technical.
Because you have to be in Japan. Like, you really got to. And you would think time in Japan will help your in-ring ability to get much, much better. And we've heard about a lot of other wrestlers who've wrestled in Japan, and they've gotten better when they came back to North America. Guys like AJ Styles, Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho, Dean Malenko, Rey Mysterio Jr. The Good Brothers. There's a good number of wrestlers that have, Sting. There were a good number of wrestlers, even Bret Hart. A good number of them have all went to Japan, and then when they came back to North America, they've gotten better when it came to their technical skill. So I'm surprised that Hogan, when he went to Japan, you figured he would take what he learned and would try to apply it here. But he didn't. And I'm very surprised.
Because it worked for him. He was safe. And people would keep buying tickets, and his merch never stopped. And never stopped buying. He always made money in some way, somehow.
Whether it was Hulkamania or as Hollywood, he found a way to make it work. And
NWO or whatever.
Yeah. He profited, and that's a combination of good writing, and like I said, timing. So that definitely played a factor there. Hold on,
I agree 100% on that.
Yeah. So let's look at this roster here, because we left off on Becky and AJ, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're never going to go wrong with that. You're never going to go wrong. And I think because they haven't been wrestled in quite some time, they've had a chance to heal. They've had a chance to probably recover from a good number of injuries they had difficulty recovering from. And I guess because they've done it for so long, they kind of miss being in that squared circle. They have that itch that they got to scratch. So, hey, if you want to scratch that itch, why not do it in one of the biggest spectacles in the business? And this is just going to add to the chapter of their rivalry. I just hope they don't keep them out there longer than they're supposed to. Hopefully they'll have a chance to, once they're done, that's it. They're done. Maybe come back every now and then. But other than that, it's time for, I would like to see them mentor the younger women. I would love to see them start mentoring the EU Skies and the Rhea Ripleys and to say this is what it takes to be in the business for so long as a woman.
Some of them do, actually. Some of them really do.
I'm glad, because back then it was not that. It was the women back then, I think, were trying to get better, but they never were taking that serious. And I think once you start seeing their skills start getting better in the ring and their mic skills too, then I think that's when you had to start taking them serious.
Yeah, let's check out some of his comments. So Eric says, so the locker room leader is a better team than
a better term.
Good term, and I agree on that statement of his, which does have negative connotations on Wally's methodology. Wally has his opinion, and that's fair. Tomato. I'm not going to argue about terminology. He follows up with it. He was not allowed to be technical over here. I'm pretty sure he's talking about Hogan at this moment.
Really?
Yeah, Eric. Greg, what's going on, my man?
Hey, Craig, what's good?
Yeah, and of course, like my man is always saying, hit like and share.
Exactly.
And just another day, Greg. Okay, so the next match I want to go over, and again, a lot of this I'm not holding my breath. I might drown holding my breath. Tag team champions 4-way final. Nia Jax and Lex Luger, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss. I actually like Charlotte and Alexa Bliss as a team. I think they do really good work together. Then you have Bailey and Lava Valkyria and the Bella Twins. Listen, I like seeing the Bella Twins coming in and out and everything, but I think they're past their prime.
I didn't think they were still wrestling. I didn't think they were still coming back with them. They just came back.
I think it was like maybe a couple months ago, tops.
Wow.
And which one was I was dating John Cena. What's his name?
Was it Nikki?
Yes, Nikki. Nikki Bella.
It was Nikki.
She's a head turner, all right, but she's all plastic. So a lot of people like seeing them in nice shorts in the body. That's what it is. It's a head turner, so it's going to make some money.
That's true.
So take it how you want. So what is your opinion on this, guys?
Wow. I don't know why they're doing 2 days of this. I really don't. And I get it. You got a big locker room, so you want to try to have everyone have an opportunity.
You don't want to hear my opinion then.
But it's hard. It's hard to try to get everybody involved in WrestleMania. Just like it's hard to get everybody involved in the Royal Rumble. It's hard to get everyone involved in SummerSlam. It's just hard to try to get the whole entire locker room involved in some of these pay-per-views. It's very difficult. It really is. And sometimes you feel like, are they on the main card or are these some overrated jobbers?
So you want to hear my opinion really fast before I let Wally go?
Go ahead.
I think these rosters are overcrowded. Very simple. And I do understand why they do it as a business wise. And I'm gonna go into that in towards the end after we go through the match.
Okay.
Just because we got a couple of things to talk too. So, my opinion, they don't want to release wrestlers because their rivals are gonna pick them up, and they will most likely.
Yeah.
And they're going to make money off merch, so they hang on to them and hang on to them and hang on to them to the point when the mega releases happen. And like, who's not making money for us? See ya.
Yep.
Simple. Wally, what do you think, man?
What's the question on the table?
The four-way match with the women's tag team. What's your opinion on that so far?
Don't care.
My point exactly.
I mean, honestly, Bellas, they don't deserve a title match at all. Period. The other three, I mean, honestly, it should be a three-way Texas Tornado tag team. The Bellas just don't deserve a tag team title. That's it.
I agree, but I want to hear why your opinion is why you don't think they deserve it.
It's simple. You only had one of the Bell Twins, aka Nikki, there. After the whatever that was stopping the other Bell Twin was Brie at the time coming in. You got her in there, but right as she got in there, you just automatically gave them a title match out of thin air. Okay, yeah. Sell that to somebody else. Two, it's just obvious. Sell that to someone else. You're not going to just come in here just because you're just some former team and y'all never been a tag team because the tag team titles or the women's tag title never was a thing yet. And now that it is, and you just magically get a title shot just because of history. No, screw that. Kick rocks. And again, honestly, in that spot, anybody else literally deserves that spot. You guys are just getting there because y'all just the Bella Twins. Congratulations. No. So yeah, honestly, it could have been anybody else if they wanted it to be anybody else, but honestly, it could have just beat those three. And it's good for me to just see it like that. But yeah, nothing really worth it. So pointless.
Mm-hmm. I agree 100%.
Yeah.
They should not be eating that. And like I said, they're past their prime, and because this title wasn't existent back then. No, I'm not buying it. Yeah, I think they're just putting them in the match because they're head turners and they're trying to sell tickets at this point. All right, This one could be an interesting match, but it can go either way. Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre. Both are good. I think both are technical very well. Both are muscle brewers. I think they will have a good match. But good enough for WrestleMania? I don't know yet. Too soon to tell.
I can see this match at a SummerSlam. I can see this match at another pay-per-view. I don't know if this match would automatically be on WrestleMania.
Damn, Eric, you really don't like the Bella Twins.
Slightly less annoying than the Kardashians. You got a point there. They are less annoying. The Kardashians, we're not going to get into them. Let's just leave that alone.
That's not. We're not talking about this on this network.
Nah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Anton. You were saying?
I mean, I can see this match at another pay-per-view. I can see this on SummerSlam. I can see this on King of the Ring. I can see this at Royal Rumble. I can see this at any other pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. I don't know if this is WrestleMania worthy. Now, if these guys were going back and forth for a period of time, and you had a great story between these two, and they never faced each other in WrestleMania, then I'll say, okay, you know what? This match could work. This could work. This would be interesting to see. But I don't know. It's like this is a 50-50 match. This is one of those pick 'em matches. As in, it's either going to be one of those matches they're going to talk about that it was great, or they're going to be talking about this match as why the hell they put this on the card. So I don't know.
I think it's gonna be one of those. Why the hell is it on the card? For right now, at least. Till we see.
Right. Well, let's see what happens.
This could be one of the best matches of the night that we all know. We don't know that. It could be a her turner. We don't know. We maybe a few years later we'll be looking back like this is literally the only good match of the night. We don't know none of that stuff. Wally, what's your opinion?
Well, first and foremost, let me say, is this good enough to be on WrestleMania? Yes. Why? I think to a certain point, I mean, again, the story buildup of both Drew and Jacob could have been way more better. And the fact that they're sort of labeling it as an unsanctioned match, could expect things to get a little hectic between them, even though it's still going to be scripted. So I don't know what's the point of even naming things unsanctioned when there's still going to be some sanction to it at the end of the day. But hey, look, let it be what it is. But overall, the biggest thing about this is this is like one of the very few matches I'm actually only really interested in to see what happens with it. For the simple fact of, I'm gonna just say it just cold like this. Drew deserved to be world champion walking into WrestleMania, not Cody. And personally, to be honest, this match should be for the world title, not Randy versus Cody Rhodes, or at least Drew versus Randy, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But it should be literally that match. Neither you got Drew versus Randy or Drew versus Jacob or a triple threat match, however you want to call it. But it should literally be for the world title, not Cody Rhodes. Just my honest opinion. Because why? Because literally up until then, the only person that really had the real authentic heat was Drew. And you're trying to force it on Randy, and it wasn't working, obviously. And it's, I guess you sort of working it because you adding freaking Pat McAfee, and that's all right. I mean, it's better somewhat than what John Cena's whole storyline was in a sense. And I say that very likely. But in all duality, I mean, like I said, this is one of the matches that I will be interested in watching other than most. To be honest, right now, this is the only match I really care about at WrestleMania right now, because technically, it was two of them, but because of what was said on Monday, my other thoughts have been scrap-lined based upon certain things that may transpire. So, yeah.
All right.
Because if you what matches have you talked about other than this one and the tag match?
We talked already about the first match of the night is going to be Cody versus Randy. We talked about that pretty much. The women's title, Stephanie Vaquero and Liv Morgan. Seth Rollins.
I mean, well, let me reiterate. There's no way in hell Liv wins that title, and if she does, I may as well just fucking quit watching TV. I'm so serious. At this point, they better not
sneaky one. A lot of reports are gonna be a sneaky move, like a Dirty Dom kind of move.
Well, that's some bullshit. I don't care how.
Well, one match we didn't touch on was
they saw that. Then she may as well have never had that title. She may as well never had that title. I'm so serious. Yeah. It's pointless.
Okay.
The last match we talked about after that was Seth Rollins versus Gunther.
That would have been good, but because, like I said, what happened Monday with the dealing, that is gonna be the worst thing ever. And I'm like, no. But again, depending on where that goes from here on out, will determine how I feel about it in totality. But that was actually one of the matches I was okay with watching, based upon how I was thinking originally to an idea of what happened towards Monday. But because of certain other signals, I'm like, I'm about to leave this off of my faves. So, but
So,
yeah,
my
it's
opinion
the
on that,
average to me.
I don't know if you heard what I said, Wally. My opinion, I think that match was rushed to put together because Seth came back early from an injury. So I don't think that was planned out
Well,
correctly.
I'm not gonna say it was rushed. The decision to swap it was rushed because again, I'm pretty sure one way or another, the clearance for Seth being cleared is Seth being cleared. And now I'm thinking more so of 100. The idea that they swapped from Braun Breaker, though, that was the only thing that I was saying that they didn't fully flush that correctly. But again, because of what they did with Monday, that is a different ordeal because, of course, now you're showing an opportunistic Gunther trying to get a deal. That is different.
Let me ask you a question, Wally. What part of Monday you didn't like and they put a sour taste in your mouth that this match is
well, so yeah, so the dealing part. So when you look at it, right, when I saw the dealing part, I was like, all right, this is Gunther trying to get a deal. So this is about to change a lot of things leading after WrestleMania. So at least one, they're getting you some insights, two, some other things and everything else. So you actually owed them. And it's like, at this point, it's like, no matter what, Paul is looking like, the punk slave that is just owing everyone favors for saving your ass one way or another. Or however the motion of the ocean around the world is, because you're just owing people favors after favors after favors, and it's neither working in your favor or working against your favor one way or the other. But the issue, and at first I'm thinking to myself, well, because at first when I thought of it, I'm thinking to myself, okay, if Gunther is doing this, he has to want something out of it, which is obvious. So I'm thinking to myself, well, what would Gunther want that would make sense? Other than the idea of Brock, and I swear to God, that better not be the favor. But the only way I looked at the favor was, okay, I could see, world title contentions, coming back to that, all the other stuff, politicking in the room, whatever, yin yang yo. I could see this happen. Because again, depending on if Roman wins, I could see Gunther versus Roman world title. You put him in the picture, I could see that'd be a good thing if that's the deal. I can see a lot of things of that nature, right? But then again, it's like, well, then of course, like I said, the horrible part of it is if he's trying to get a match with Brock, and if so, that is the sour grapes, because now if you're trying to lock in a match with Brock Lesnar, and we all know Brock is calling it at SummerSlam because, well, why? Because it's at his hometown. Then you're sort of already effing over Opa with that match, because now you can't have Brock lose right before retirement, supposedly. So, yeah, so that's right there was the sour grapes for me, because my thing is, if that's the sell, if that's the storyline ordeal that you're trying to sell here, then yeah, you can just say, yeah, you know what, you just fucking ruined WrestleMania even further with this bullshit and make it even more. Because right now, most people are saying just by this alone, that's like saying that right now you may as well just expect Gunther to win against Seth Rollins, and you can expect Oba Femi to lose against Brock. Which, regardless, don't get me wrong, I don't care if Brock or Gunther really. Let me rephrase that. I don't care if Brock or Oba wins. Whoever wins the match, I don't really care. I care about the match being good to the point that it is one of the biggest reasons that WrestleMania was somewhat saleable to watch. Like, you came to watch this because of them. Screw everybody else. But if that is the case with the Gunther part of the storyline and what that will look like after WrestleMania, then you sort of sabotage it, because now Opa's not really losing because he just lost, but he's losing because of your ass. And I hate politics like this, because it just sour grapes the whole moment. And you just ruin a great moment by just politicking in a sense of storylining to get something else. And I'm like, no.
Interesting. We're going to touch base in a little bit on that. The next match we also talked about was AJ versus Becky, and I'm kind of over.
Don't care.
Yeah, it's been done to death already. The women's tag team, and we talked about that already. So you get fight two, and now we're up to Logan, Austin Theory, Speed. I don't understand why he's even on there. The Usos,
he made a name for himself on YouTube also.
He's big on YouTube. That's what it is. You were saying, Anton, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I show speed. I recognize that name. I've seen him on YouTube a couple of times. And I've seen him race
on YouTube. He's huge on YouTube. I'm not denying that. He's probably one of the top YouTubers right now.
And I've seen him. Yeah, and
he's been on. I think was it last year or a year before he was on a WrestleMania, but it was a quick appearance. It was nothing crazy.
I think it was in the last year's Royal Rumble, not this
year.
You're
right. You're right. It was Royal Rumble. I know he has a little training in wrestling, but not to the point like this. Come on now.
Yeah.
The next match. This is one I'm interested into it because I'm curious what is the outcome in the day. CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. I think Reigns is going to win the title again. That is what I'm thinking. I might be wrong, and CM Punk might pull a fucking a kangaroo out of his ass somehow and win that match. But I think Roman Reigns is going to win that match. What's your guys' opinion?
Punk, Reigns. I remember the last time Punk was wrestling for the title. He won it in his hometown, Chicago, and I told you guys before, CM Punk doesn't lose in his hometown. I think Punk's going to find a way to hold on to this because you don't win it in your hometown just to lose it a month or so later.
Good point. So your money's going on CM Punk, that means, right?
Yeah, I'm taking Punk. Nothing against Reigns, but I'm taking Punk. But
I'm sorry, Anthony. Has something else to say? I apologize.
Yeah. When we get a chance, this one match I'm looking at, I'm surprised we didn't touch on.
I'm still going down the list. I'm not done yet.
Okay.
Just give me a second. If I miss it, we can go back to it.
All right, no problem.
All right, Wally.
Let's see here. So you're talking about Reigns versus CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
In totality, I don't care about either one of these two winning the title. It can really go up in the air for all I care. For the simple fact of both of these two morons with their talking on the mic and everything else is pure garbage. The reason why I say this is because if you literally look at the vast history of commentaries that these guys pull out their ass, I look at it and I say to myself, like, okay, you know what? With a little backlog and a little backward research of just looking at what they've said throughout the times or even within the moments, like, y'all mofos are like, again, to the people that watch this and react to this and everything, is like if you reacted it to the moment, I don't blame you. But let's be honest, if you gave it some time and you look back at it, it's all full of shit. And the reason why I say this is because CM Punk, you're the biggest full of shit person in the world. The voice of the voiceless, but it took you almost a year from the time that Roman and Cody did the skit, and it took you like now up until the point to use that moment to now want to talk about defending your past, accolades, man of hero in Dusty Rhodes, and it's like it took you that long to say something. Voice of the voiceless, my ass, and and all these different comments, and then now you're talking about the ticket sales and everything else. I'm like, yeah, you talk about the ticket sales after they raised it. When were you when it was already high enough? Anyways, people were complaining about that then. It's like you're a man for the corporation, shut your ass up. And again, I'm talking about the character, not the actual person. Like, let's understand this is entertainment at the end of the day, so let's do that. I'm staying in scripted format. But yeah, like just listening to these two, it has been good. But personally, the only thing about this storyline between these two that I'm only expecting, I expect this match to be just as much hectic. But personally, the fact that it's just a normal, regular title match without no stipulation like a last man standing, no DQ or something of that nature, is sort of just, ugh. But the biggest thing that I do believe, like in more case than not, you do want to see. Call it bitter, say what you want, Eric. It ain't really bitter, it's the truth. Just look at all the past stories and you look back and do the research, literally. But in ultimate totality, you can really just it really don't matter to me who you pick. Because like right now, like again, it's already been ideally scripted that Netflix want Roman to be world champion. In a lot of ways, you know, some of the fans with, you know, as far as just for where it is, they want CM Punk or whoever. Honestly, I don't care. These two don't really matter to me who wins, honestly, because there is no vindictive. But if I had to choose, for me, it has to be Roman because it's the only thing of they sort of keep telling the story that he can't do it on his own. But I want to say one thing. CM Punk, you're just the same person like Roman Reigns. You couldn't do it on your own for most of it. Let's be honest. When you won, let's remember one thing. When CM Punk won his big first title, the WWE title, remind me if I'm wrong, but wasn't that the same first world title he won it off of John Cena when Vince was interfering in that match? And then he took that world title around the world? Exactly. You could not do it on your own. Any other title he had, most of the time when he was with Paul Heyman, technically helping you politic your way through to get a shot. Technically, again, you couldn't do it on your own. But again, these are stories. We know how this goes, blase. But to just say one person can't do it on their own versus the same person that technically ultimately didn't also do it on their own, yeah, pump your brakes, bro. Pump your brakes. Because you ain't do it either. You ain't did it on your own either. Let's just be fair. You probably did it slightly better than him, but you didn't do it on your own either. That's just only one thing. But ultimately, like I said, the story between these two are very, you just take it what you get. But in all totality, I think right now for the story that they sortly sell, which is Roman not being able to do it all, when you in a lot of ways he can, except for the mic talk, because unless you're being bluntly like straightforward, like he said before, like you're a try hard and you're old, like okay, yeah, that's the smartest thing you've ever said out your mouth. That actually was pretty fair and really busy, because everything else was sort of like contradicting as fuck. Like literally, go back and go listen to that primo he did with Cody Rhodes when they did at the Royal Rumble last time. That primo was hot trash, because all you have to do is just look back at the old files and being like, everything you're saying about Dusty be liking you more than Cody is a lie, because Dusty was literally there on his corner with Goldust and his son to beat y'all. So it's just dumb storytelling, people not really like coming back and being like, you do know that was the worst piece of primo you ever sold, but okay. Either which way. So yeah, honestly, don't care. But if I had to pick Roman, just for the simple fact of there is a story that is to accomplish. And just to even add more, as what Eric says, butthurt or whatever, let's also understand one thing. This is a CM Punk that is crying about respect. No one can't respect a runaway crybaby. Yes, this is the same guy. When he got fed up, he ran away. But you want respect, CM Punk. Last time I checked, all you came back for was money and a title, right? Well, come for the money and the title and shut the fuck up.
All right. The next match on the card is Women's Championship match. Jada Cargill versus Ripley.
Jada Cargill.
Yeah.
Jada Cargill against Rhea Ripley.
I'm going to give her Ripley because of how popular she is. I think they're going to put the belt on her again. She knows how to sell. You guys' opinions. Anton, you can go first.
Wow. Cargill has been waiting for an opportunity. Now she got it. And she's going up against a woman who's been that main eventer in the women's division for quite some time. So this is going to be pretty interesting. Someone who's been wanting an opportunity against someone who's been in that opportunity before. She knows what it's like to be hungry and wait for a chance to, to wrestle for that belt. And I think, it's going to be interesting. This one is definitely going to be interesting to go up against. It really is.
Wally?
So with a lot of shifting around in my thoughts, I actually am a little bit more up on this match now because of other situations that may be overblown with certain storytellings for the future. But I think right now with the shifting of bringing Jade with a crew within Michin and I forgot the other one. But bringing in Michin and the other girl. Damn it, I hate when I get names. Give him a moment. Give him a moment. Damn it.
Okay. Yeah. Give it a minute.
Oh yeah, BFAB. I can't believe I got her name. But yeah, but bringing those two in and having them as a teammates, it's a good thing for a character a little bit more because at least now it's always something more of in a sense of a more of a dominance position, which is pretty good because I do like the fact of her being in that, like keeping her around that framework of dominance. It's sort of the same thing that sort of worked with AEW, and then now they're sort of bringing it in through WWE a little bit more. My only thing is right now is, do I think she loses against Rhea? I mean, to Rhea, I say no. And the only reason that I'm saying this is, honestly, at this point, it doesn't really make sense for her to lose against Rhea. It just don't. It's like it don't make no sense for you to lose to Rhea right now. Granted, I mean, even if let's say she loses to Rhea just to only just go back and forth, I'm like, I get it. I truly do. But at this point, the way I'm looking at it, and even when it comes to like just the female roster on SmackDown, I can understand why it would make sense to lose to Rhea because it opens the floodgates a little bit different. But personally, and then it keeps it sort of stagnant with her winning the title. But honestly, I just think at this point you just let it keep. I think you let her have it though, because right now, just based on certain situations and just based on timing and everything, if they just use the other females enough in some form of fashion just to get along the way in there, it's still workable. The only thing is, because I think right now, because I don't know what's going to be the story with Bianca Belair right now. I don't know what's going to be the ordeal if she gets back from her injury because of her finger. Because some rumors are saying she might have to get her finger amputated, which is crazy. That I'm hearing, and all that stuff. But I don't know what's going to be the story on that with her recovery. But
who was it again?
Huh?
Who was it? Who needs to cut the finger off?
Hold on. Sorry, Bianca Belair. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, Bianca Belair. Yeah. Yeah, that's who I'm talking about. That might have to get her finger amputated. That rumor. I don't know if that's true or not, but like I said, I don't know. So that's what I'm just hearing so far as one of the main rumors of her injury. That might be a case, but I don't think so. That is so far as I know. But yeah, she might have to get her finger amputated. But yeah, I just think honestly, like
crazy, I think.
yeah, a little crazy, but I think because again, what the injury that I've seen amongst her finger is so swollen. I don't know if that's a real visual of her finger because they had it wrapped when you first seen it, and they saw my injury. So I don't know. I don't know what she did to that extent or whatever is bothering her finger that made it swell like that. If it is swell like that, I don't know. But overall, I just don't think like it's really worth losing it to. I mean, like I said, if they let Rhea win it, it's because they don't see no other forwardness of her keeping the title. And I can see that, like, okay, let Rhea win, hold the title for a good minute, then you have Jade win it back. And I guess by the time we hit SummerSlam, you probably do Jade versus Charlotte Flair at that point. That's the way I see it at best, but no more, no less.
All right. I'll give you that. So this one, I'm kind of looking forward to this one because I haven't seen this guy come in as a Demon in a while. The Demon, Flint Bearer versus Dominic Mysterio. I give it the Demon, to be honest with you, because Anytime the Demon comes out, I'm always excited. I think he's gonna put some crazy moves out, and he hasn't painted himself as a Demon in a very long time. He technically retired the gimmick, I heard, for one point, but I guess he's back. What do you think, Anton? Anton? Did we lose Anton? Did you put a Black David on me? You awake?
Mm-hmm.
You were snoring, dude.
Really? Long, yeah. It's been a long week. So
Like I said, you put a Black David on me right now. Right, what's your opinion on this match?
Oh man, it's just I'm looking at it of all these matches. Man, Jid and Rhea, it's gonna be interesting. One match that I'm looking at, and I'm trying to see how that is gonna go. There's one match that I'm looking at. I'm surprised we didn't touch it yet. That caught my attention. Ironically, is Dominic versus Finn Balor.
That's what we're talking about right now.
That's gonna be interesting because, like, you saw everything when they were together. You had Dominic, you had Finn, you had Rhea, you had Damian Priest. They were great. They were great. They were a great stable together. And I think now you're trying to see Dominic trying to make it start so he can still do his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think we talked about this once. I think, Peter, we talked about this one time. It seemed like ever since Finn won the Universal title and then he had to relinquish it because of the shoulder injury, he's never been the same. He's never been the same after that.
Yeah, because ever since he lost the title because of an injury, he has not won another title.
Exactly. It seemed like and we've always talked about how timing is important, especially when it comes to a wrestler winning a title. Now, Finn did win the Universal title, but unfortunately, they couldn't push him because he got hurt. So he had to relinquish it and he had to take time off. Now he's come back, but it seemed like either they've been hesitant or he's never been in a situation to where he can get another title. And I think maybe, hopefully, this could be the beginning of him back on that trail that he missed out on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This could be maybe the opportunity of him saying, you know what? I did win a title. I had to sit out because I was hurt. And it's taken him a long time to get back on that horse. And maybe, hopefully, this match could be the reset that he needs, that he hasn't had in a very long time. So I'm looking at Finn Balor to win this one. Now, my question is he going to be Finn Balor or is he going to come out as the Demon? But I don't think
he's coming out as a Demon.
Ooh.
And like I said a minute ago, he technically retired that gimmick a while back.
Oh, wow. That's right.
I'm surprised he's coming back with it.
Wow. That's going to be interesting to see. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I think Balor's going to win this, but I'm hoping, and like I said, I'm hoping this will give him the push that he hasn't had in a very long time. I hope it does, because I think he deserves it. Dominic's going to have his opportunities. But I think for Finn, he had an opportunity, and he lost it through no control of his own, and he never got back on that trail. So hopefully this will be the beginning of him getting back on that trail to winning a title. So I'm picking Balor. I'm picking him for that reason.
Why do we think?
So wait a minute, you're saying that they're putting Finn Balor as far as the demon form?
Yes.
Wow. Out of all moments to bring that back, you're gonna waste it on Dominic Mysterio. You can't make this shit up. You really can't make this shit up. You just can't make this shit up.
Are you always looking at the glass half empty?
No, I'm looking at it full, very full, because you really can't make this up. No, because technically this match between these two was supposed to be for the IC title. That's one. They scrapped that and gave that away to Penta, which respectfully he does deserve it, but still, that's technically the original plan, as far as I heard. And now it's like, oh, we're gonna just do a regular match between these two, and hey, look, Finn Balor embracing the demon again and bringing him back. And just to iterate this, the reason why he never used the form again is because the pain is too much of a work. So that's why he doesn't like doing it a lot. But other than that, again, out of all things to incorporate the demon, you incorporate it for a schmuck boy that is coming in under Rey Mysterio's name and thinking he's the best luchador in history over Eddie Guerrero and him. And I'm like, really? This is what we wasted the form for? This is what we're going to waste it on? Okay. No, okay. All right. All right. Yeah, no, I don't care. But yeah, Finn for the one. But yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man.
So then we're up to the United States title, Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams. I don't even give a shit about that title, to be honest with you. I have not seen Sami Zayn do anything really good. So I'm giving it as a squash match, personally. Anton?
Kind of like a jobber match. One of those fillers? Is that it?
Yeah.
Give it to Sammy.
Wally?
Yes, Eric. Hey, Eric. What's the reason? Go look it up, Eric. I promise you. Go look it up. Why Finn Balor don't put the paint on? He literally will tell you, though it's too much work to put on him. He didn't like the fact it's literally out there.
You know what's funny about that, Wally? Like, you had the Ultimate Warrior do it. Sting used to do it. Jeff Hardy.
Their paint is a little bit more simple. Like, their paint is simple. They're just the face. He's doing it to the face and like the upper torso of the body. So that's the difference. Honestly, and again, this is coming out of his mouth that said this. Take it with him. Honestly.
No, I heard him saying something in those lines. I couldn't remember exactly what was the reason he retired it, but that makes sense to me.
Well, he didn't retire it. It's just he doesn't use it frequently. Like when people think like it's a moment to bring out the demon, it's like, nah, he ain't bringing out the demon for that. At least you don't feel like going into that. But yeah. But again, teach his own. But
he brings that only on special occasions. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, and this is not that much of a special occasion. But with that regards, it is.
Yeah,
it is WrestleMania, so
that's why he's bringing it out. It's WrestleMania.
I'm gonna let it go. It's WrestleMania.
Well, he's not bringing it out. They told him he has to bring it out.
Yeah, well, they know why. They absolutely know why.
Yeah. So, what do you think about the United States title?
United States title. To be honest, I wish it was a triple threat match, but that won't happen because I think the last one they did it was because I think last Friday when they did the match, I think Melo got injured, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
So even if I would hope there was gonna be just a three-way, but no, they didn't want to do a three-way. So as always, see, what's funny? Your gatekeeper knowledge, what's the best time to use it for Sami Zayn? Because right now a lot of people are calling him a gatekeeper of moments. Because technically, gatekeeper when it came to stealing, the IC title moment from freaking Chad Gable, because everyone believed that Chad Gable should have had that moment, not him. Over Gunther. Now it's like this moment right here. You're just gatekeeping WrestleMania from younger stars that should have been on the show, not you. Which, funny enough, Trick and Mello do have history. It would make more sense if they two would have went at it for the title. But hey, pick and choose. It is what it is. But I am going for Mello. I hope he wins the title. Lord knows. Lord knows. Salabi.
Mm-hmm. All right. The last two matches they're going to be on WrestleMania, but they're going to be featured on ESPN. Is Obi Fett versus Brock Lesnar. I already said Brock Lesnar originally. I'm going to continue my.
I think everything's going to be on ESPN if I'm not mistaken.
According to WWE Network, on their website, it says these are only two are going to be on ESPN.
Okay.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and the next match is IC is going to be on ESPN. It's the Brock Lesnar and Fett and IC one.
Oh, that's 6-man. That's a 6-man ladder match too.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that next. I just want to see what you guys think about it. My money's on Brock Lesnar because he's not going to lose at a WrestleMania when he's, Brock Lesnar, of course.
Right. That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. But also, this could be an opportunity for Oba to make some noise as well. Even if he doesn't win, this is his opportunity to put himself back out there because I know Oba has. I haven't even seen Oba or hear much about him in quite some time. So.
Yeah, he went MIA for a little bit, and they were just waiting the right time to bring him out. And
right.
They should at least give him some kind of squat match or something just to show face for a while, I think.
Right. Maybe do a couple.
I'm sorry?
Talking about Oba Femi?
Yeah. Maybe do a couple in-house shows.
They did show him doing matches and squashes. They did that already. Yeah, I must not caught those.
No, I probably missed my radar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. They definitely did that already.
So the last one on the card is the IC title. Is Penta versus I am definitely gonna butcher his next name. Juvo Events versus
Javon Evans.
Evans.
Dragon Lee, JT versus Rusev and now Rey Mysterio too.
A 6-way match.
The Rey Mysterio kind of sit really sour with me because Rey Mysterio is a Hall of Famer. He's known in the icon. I know Penta said on mic he's very excited to have him in the match. But the way they brought in Rey Mysterio, it should have been better. That was a very lame way. He walked in, he goes, I talked to the boss in the back. I am in the 6-way. That is the best you got. That is the best you fucking got.
He doesn't need to win this title. He's already established.
That's the second point of mine.
You
so
know
why the fuck is Ray in this? I know he was out for an injury for a while, but I don't see the point of Ray in this. I don't.
Honestly, you know what? You should take out Rey Mysterio and put in LA Knight. And I've been saying this for the longest. He's never had an opportunity to wrestle for a title. He's never had that opportunity. And it seems like, and I've said it before.
Wrong.
He had.
He did?
I think it was the United States.
He had the United States title.
Yeah, that's what I remember. I don't remember against who it was. That I don't remember, to be honest.
He had it for a decent time before he gave it up.
I will say one thing. I'll agree with Anton a little bit. LA Knight needs a good run. He's hot right now. He is a good performer. He has a good gimmick. They're not putting a trigger on him.
Great.
His
mic skills are great. I like his mic skills.
Oh, yeah. I don't understand why they're not pulling the trigger on him for some reason. That part, I don't understand. Any feedback, guys?
No. Like, who's holding? My question is, who's holding him back? It's not a what, it's a who.
See, now, for funniness, let's bring back the term that you mentioned earlier, gatekeeping. No. Literally, we letting old bag people motherfucking run WWE right now. This is the whole point I'm talking about. Like, I know earlier you mentioned like the reason why these rosters, like you're saying, like the reason why WWE's in a stick is because the roster's too full. No, I just believe that WWE don't fucking want to sell the younger guys over these old bags. For some of y'all mofos out there amongst these rosters, these sons of guns got to get the frick out the way. And honestly, again, I'm sorry, but like literally, like bringing the fresh boys in, like literally a little bit more youthful guys in here, because it's a waste of freaking time. Like I don't like honestly, around the time when they sold, like I forgot which match it was, but it was some around the way where they sold like CM Punk winning the match one way or another to only lose it to only crap. Like think about this: we sold CM Punk winning to only getting cashed in on from Seth Rollins, so only losing the title because you get injured, then walking away from that. We wasted all these times on guys that are getting injured quick, old, looking brittle as hell. And for what? And yet LA Knights had almost the same amount of catch and heat and fire as Jey Uso with the Yeet, being the Yeet master, and yet he's not that good on the mic, and yet they sold him higher up to be world champion. I'm sorry. Like, let's just call it. Y'all mofos, y'all fucked it up and y'all know.
Give it to me.
And I feel like put LA Knight in, put him in that 6-way ladder match, take out Rey Mysterio Jr. That's their opportunity to unfuck it.
No.
Really?
Because, you gave your thoughts. So here's my thoughts about the whole IC ladder match. The only reason they're doing the IC ladder match is if you pretty much seen through like many, I think they did this on their WWE Vault or whatever channel they have, but they were showing like the IC title usually is at WrestleMania, and it's usually like they showed a couple of times like how much times the IC title has been hanged for a ladder match. So they're doing that for history nostalgia more than anything else, because honestly, when you look at any of these guys, I mean, okay, you had to find out most of these guys only got the match because they were in a qualifiers in a fatal 4-way on freaking main event. That's first and foremost, which is the sad part. So whatever happened on there, which no one more likely would have seen unless you choose to watch it to figure out what was going on, you didn't even know what happened in that match. But for some reason, that fatal 4-way for being a number one contender became a 5-way, which then became a 6-way. So first and foremost, let's look at the 5-way. JD McDonough, what the frick has he done to get a title shot? Nothing, at least have I known. Javon Evans, fresh and brand new, I like it. Cool. Who else was on there? Rusev. Technically, Rusev was cheated, fair, but now you're putting him in a ladder match? Okay, yeah, sell that to someone else that's going to believe that's going to be plausible. It ain't. Then you got, who else? Then you got Dragon Lee, another good character, fair deal. And then now we brung in Rey Mysterio because of, we heard what you guys felt about him versus Gunther, so we scrapped that only to magically now tell him he's cleared out of thin air, and now he's able to compete again in WrestleMania. And since he has nothing better to do, let's bring him into the IC ladder match and make it a 6-man. I'm sorry, but I wasn't cool with that neither. And for one reason, and the thing is, what's funny to me is, this is the thing, like, I don't know what this is about. I don't know if this is a Ray thing or this is a WWE TKO. I don't care who it is. But whoever is selling this ish, where Ray is just constantly just magically coming in at the wrong damn time, touching a title match or something like that, I'm sorry. But y'all been on this highway train of selling Ray being a villain, taking opportunity from Young Bucks left and right like it ain't nothing. Because if anyone saw Dragon Lee's face in that reaction when he mentioned him getting into the match, or at least politicking to get in the match, which Penta took anyways, because he was good, he didn't care. I'm sorry, but I mean, when are we going to close this idea that Ray right now is the true villain of Latin wrestlers and he's being the gatekeeper for Latin wrestlers? Because I'm sorry, like you sold it with Ray's son in a sense. You already sold it with freaking hold on one moment. Let me find this person's name because I don't remember right now off the top of my head. But you sold it with Escobar, Santos Escobar. And now where's Escobar? Oh, he's in AAA, but yeah, I mean, as far as I last checked, he's not very high grade in AAA as far as mostly time being seen, as far as I remember. I have to go check back, but could be wrong on that. But yeah. So again, it just seems like a lot of the Latin wrestling push in WWE has been minuscule as hell, and it's like every single time you look anywhere with these Latin wrestlers being in the forefront picture, is usually just Ray, and if it ain't Ray, it's Penta. If it ain't Penta, then it's his brother, and if it ain't his brother, then it's, I guess, Dragon Lee, and if it ain't him, it's usually just damn Dominic Mysterio. Or neither. In more cases, the other highest grade is El Grande Americano, aka I'm talking about freaking damn it,
Damien Priest?
No, not Damien Priest. No,
I'm
talking about Luke Kaiser version of El Grande Americano. I don't care about Chaz Gable. Sorry, Chad, give it up. I'm about to make another statement, but yeah, give it up, Chaz. Give that damn reins to freaking Luke Kaiser. He is the better version of El Gran Americano. He can do it all. He can speak the Spanish. I'm sorry, but no, give it up. But personally, like literally, like it's so bad. The only people you're actually gatekeeping is most of the Latin wrestlers, and they're not even seen on WWE like that. They're seen. You push them over to LA. I mean AAA, and that's sad. I spit it, deed, face.
Carlito.
Yeah.
I spit in the face of the people who don't want to be cool.
But I ain't gonna lie, the Carlito part, I don't blame Ray for that one. I blame WWE just wasting his time. But again, at least he has money.
I thought it was a money. They wasn't coming in agreement in terms of the renewal of the contract. That's why he didn't sign back.
I mean, yeah, but honestly, they wasn't using him like that.
They waste time because after he left WWE, he really built his name up a lot on the indie scene.
But that's what I'm saying, He built up his name. You build up his actual body. It looks like he's really trying to be there. And it's like, we just like, okay, let's just bring him for nostalgia. Like, hey, this guy's back. And it's like,
you remember me?
For nothing. For nothing. Absolutely nothing. So yeah, in totality, I'm sorry, but right now, Ray to me is just giving, like, just sell Ray as a heel. Like, please, for the love of Christ, just sell him as a heel. So you're destroying all the Latin characters. The only people that can go past you is your son, freaking Luke Kaiser, El Gran Americano. Like that's the only people that can go past you. Everyone else is being held kept because you're sort of just getting in the way. Respectfully, like, just go be heel. Like, Lord have mercy.
So the last thing I want to talk about tonight, after we did a run through, is I came across an article, and I think you're gonna like this, Wally. It says a TKO is killing WWE slowly from the inside. When I read it, the ticket prices are killing the fans. Let's be honest, it does. Second is the guy who's running, TKO. I don't remember his fucking name. I don't really give a shit, to be honest. He's trying to run WWE like he runs UFC, but you can't. They're two different animals.
Exactly.
And a lot of these matches, he specifically asked. He looked at your voice. I want you to do these matches, and obviously Dwight had pushback. But again, he's he owns TKO, so can't really say no to the boss sometimes.
That's true.
So, do you guys also agree TKO is killing WWE from the inside very slowly?
Definitely. Because here's the thing. This person, whoever it is that's running TKO, if he has no understanding of how things work, I'm not just going to say the WWE. If he has no understanding of how things work in pro wrestling, then you stay out of it and let the people who've been involved in pro wrestling, you have to trust them in the decisions that they choose to make and how they want some of these stories to go. You really do. Because the last thing you want to do is you kill the WWE over time, and it's hard for them to get back, and it's hard for them to rebound from, a situation where it's like you're going to lose a good number of hardcore fans. And I think that's the last thing they want to do is lose a good number of fans in certain fan bases who've been loyal to the WWE for God knows how long. And yet here you have someone who's not familiar with anything associated with the sport or the history in any way. Thank you. And you don't want to do something like that, and then all of a sudden, it's hard to come back from. It's hard to come back from it.
So really fast before you go ahead, the guy who owns TKO is Art Minon. Know nothing about the guy personally.
And the fact that this is someone who's now overseeing the WWE and has no idea of how it works, that's what happens.
Unfortunately, you're right. He doesn't know the product. He has absolutely zero with the product. But he thinks this is what the fans want. Unfortunately, my dude, you're wrong. The fans don't want this. And that is the problem we're having.
Ari Emanuel.
But whatever, I don't give a shit about his name.
No, that's his name. Oh my
yeah,
God.
But he does not know his own product. When you're buying a company, you need to know the product very well.
Exactly.
If you don't, that's fine. Sign your checks. Let Triple H or whoever run it for you. You know, freaking The Rock, whatever. So,
no, definitely. You definitely, because the last thing you want is you have. I mean, you got two individuals right there in your board who are part of the sport, who know the politics, the culture, the history, everything associated with it. Let them run it, and just trust them. And I think that's sometimes what the problem with some of these CEOs. Why do you bring people on board and you don't trust them in the decisions that they make? Because they make decisions that you may not like? Probably because they're coming with ideas that's much better than yours. You wouldn't have them there in these positions if you didn't trust them. And I think sometimes you don't want to micromanage everything. Sometimes sit back, trust the people that you have running things. And if it turns around and gets much, much better, then you can take credit for it. You know what? I kept them there. They understand this better than I do. I made a smart call. But for some reason, Ari, you have Triple H there, you gotta trust them. You have The Rock there, you gotta trust them. I think they're the only two former wrestlers that are on the board. Am I not correct?
I think you're right.
Shawn Michaels also.
Oh wait, Shawn Michaels also involved?
I forgot about that. Yeah, he runs NXT.
Yeah, because right now, I mean overall, right? Because I forgot the laying of power, but I think between Shawn and The Rock are both on the same tier. I think Triple H is on a higher tier because of creative leadership and everything else. But yeah, those are the main three so far that I can remember.
And that's the issue. They're not letting him rock. They're not letting him cook the way they need to. Yeah. And the last thing I want to mention before I have some breaking news is rumors, and this is only rumors, so take it a grain of salt. The Rock and the Undertaker they're going to make an appearance during WrestleMania. I can see the Undertaker making an appearance, but I don't see The Rock.
Okay, well, first and foremost, so I already know about the Cena part, but that's what they put out there, anyways.
Oh, I didn't know about Cena. I only know about The Rock. And
well, yeah, so that's been the main thing I've heard so far, as far as clarification. But, well, first, let me ask the previous question, then I'm going to work into this one. So, to the previous question, well, or the previous statement. So, this is my thing. First and foremost, let me say this proudly. Triple H, this is why I said I'm just going to more so critique just a little bit less than what I initially would, because ultimately, funny enough, Peter, you technically were right on this one because you did call this.
Mm-hmm.
You did call this because ever since the whole, reworked script not much of a script, because honestly, it was just Cody Rhodes just shooting his shot, saying that, TKO, you've been screwing over these matches for some years. I'm like, wait a minute now. They've been meddling for years? How do you say? So when I heard that, I'm like, okay, I guess I gotta say this proudly. Triple H, I'm sorry. But in the midst of this, this is why I like to sit here and say this as well. Because I did heard the statements where the guy that's running TKO after the merger is saying, oh, because he thought stars would help out, boost the ratings and all that. I'm like, Negro, show me any ratings where AEW got boosted because of superstars. Literally, show me a rating. Show me a rating when TKO.
Wally, I agree. Does me a favor. Watch the N-word, please.
Oh, wait. Oh, damn. Okay. Okay. I guess I let that slip. All right.
It's okay.
I probably was zooming.
Very, very, very good about not using that. So I.
Well, yeah. I probably let that zoomed out. So yeah, that's.
I fuck up all the time. Trust me, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah. It's been a moment.
You had a moment. That's what happened.
Not perfect.
Well, yeah, but it's been a moment since I did the thing. So yeah. But with that said, but yeah. Looking around anywhere else, no other wrestling corporation really needs quote unquote superstardom to come through. I mean, to be honest, like AEW did the Ronda and they booed that. The AEW fans boo that. The Ronda came and gone in a quick moment. They did not love that scenario at all. So a lot of people in wrestling are getting tired of the superstar hotshot thing, especially last year. That last year with the John Cena thing and doing that the way he did and everything else is complete ass. To be honest, right now, I'm questioning if the reason why John Cena didn't have more matches was because of TKO themselves.
I think
started questioning that. Keyword, questioning. But I think there was a conversation between him and Triple H, and Triple H was like, nah, we just need you for less. But we'll see. I don't know. We'll never know. But give or take. But in all totality, this is what happens when you sell to people that you would just hope just take the money, help you get to a new heights and everything else. Just do the backwork logs, get to the ESPNs, do all that, bring WWE to a higher place value, and just let them do what they do best. No. And this is why WWE right now is coined the reckless depression era. You gotta love the name because it fits the tone. I swear for gosh, it fits the tone because this is mad depression. So much mad depression. So
wow, that's the new one. Reckless depression.
I mentioned this phrase the other week ago. I think it was like a month ago, give or take, when I brought this up. But I mentioned it. Yeah, I mentioned it before on here. But yeah, look. It's all bad, man. It is all bad. This is why I said this. All things is just really getting really ugly.
You know what's funny? TKO. You know what you guys think KO stands for?
Technical knockout.
That's that.
Bingo. And they're not knocking anything out. They're just jerking off at this point. Like I said too. I know you just admitted it. And Triple H is getting cock block every idea. And like he brings all these ideas. He probably has wonderful ideas.
He probably has a journal full of ideas, and they're like, nah, we ain't gonna work with that.
Yeah, my only thing is now, here's my only thing to that though is, but then that goes back to the idea of when his buddy left WWE. Because is that more so Triple H or is that more so of TKO?
Which buddy his?
I'm talking about Road Dogg.
Oh, that was probably TKO.
I think it was TKO because
that was TKO. That had
my thing is by the time he left. I mean, again, I heard reports that he did eventually came out with another statement on his departure. Now I have to go look that up and read because I don't know if he mentioned TKO or anything. Because of course, also there's a lot of rumors saying that after WrestleMania, Triple H is leaving, but he said no. I never heard nothing like that. I mean. At least I don't think so. That's going to happen. That's what he said.
I even saw April Fool's thing that he got released. I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, yeah. No. The April Fool's thing, that's one thing. But I'm saying like when someone had asked him when he was on that press signing, and he was like, "No, man, that ain't real." At least to my knowledge, thing. But but I was like, yeah, because my thing is at this point, is it to a point where he's like, Road Dogg left, not more so because of the backlash with him and Triple H, but more so of TKO's meddling. And he's like, screw this, I'm just letting it go. And then they bring in this new chick, and then the new chick's there. I'm questioning right now with this new chick, is this more so of a TKO chick or is this more so WWE chick? Because now that's another thing.
Definitely TKO.
That's another thing I'm questioning.
I have no problem having a woman in a leader position. I have no.
Yeah, the woman part I'm not questioning. I'm saying, like, is she WWE bred or is she TKO bred? That's what I'm
100% TKO. 100% TKO.
Well, I'm not gonna say that, but that's what I'm questioning.
I think it's 100% TKO because the way everything is showing, WWE wanted to bring a new president in or a new person like Jagger. They announced it on their website or some kind of press conference, something. They said, "Hey, she's going to do this." Like same thing when H took over creative. They did all his press conferences. He's taken over. This is before the whole merger thing. So this is not a WrestleMania WWE move because they like being in the public eye. TKO likes doing things behind the scenes, politicking. Like I said, I think TKO is cock blocking H a lot, and now my statements are finally coming true, like you said, and it's going to get worse, I think, at this point.
Which is why, also, in a lot of senses, this is why a lot of rumors, which it sound like it's being true, that Vince is politicking his way back to regain WWE.
I also heard he might be pop his head in WrestleMania somehow. He's trying to get his head in there somehow.
Yeah, because funny enough, if you've heard of the text messages between Triple H and Nick Khan,
I saw that.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So
there's a lot of rumors, and we don't know where it goes behind the door.
Yeah, there's a lot of ordeals. Yeah,
I wish I had like sneaking in and go like doing one thing like and publishing, but I can't, unfortunately. But one thing everybody's saying, the TKO thing part, I think is accurate, 100% accurate. They don't like hearing it. Kiss my hair, Greek shiny ass. I say to them. I don't give a shit.
Well, of course, they have no problem hearing it because what they're going to say is, hey, look, we own this company now. Boo-hoo.
And the other thing, the guys make billions still.
Well, of course. That's why they're able to do
owner makes $1 billion, about $1 billion a year. So he doesn't give a shit. It's a toy for him.
Oh, yeah. Of course, it's a toy. That's the problem.
Yeah. So before we get out of here, guys, we have some breaking news. I have to hate doing this. It came in my radar very recently. So I'm gonna butcher his name. Arne Olish. He was the screenwriter of the Power Rangers. All those shows you watch as a kid. Unfortunately, we lost him yesterday at age 64. I haven't seen the report why he passed, but unfortunately, he has. We lost a legend, in my opinion. I have the best memories watching Power Rangers. Anybody who knows me personally and for you guys, I'm a huge Power Ranger fan. I'm talking when it was good, not now. But the Power, unfortunately, we lost him. Do you guys have anything to say that before we go?
I'm looking forward. I'm hoping that we're not going to be disappointed. That's all I can say.
Embrace for impact.
We're talking about the Power Rangers for a minute here, dude. You're in 10 minutes behind us.
Sorry,
your power naps are killing me tonight.
It's been a long week.
I trust me. I work in the kitchen. I know how bad it is.
It's been a long week, but condolences to the family. And Power Rangers was definitely one of those shows that found a way to get its niche. And I really caught it. I didn't really pay attention to it. It went past me. Never realized how big it is or how it was back then. And that show helped spawn a generation of loyal fans. And perfect example of some loyal fans, I actually saw someone yesterday going to a coffee shop wearing basically a hoodie laid out in the color pattern and design of a Power Ranger uniform. how many people, never thought you'd ever see that, but they have a very strong following. So, all I can say is rest in peace and condolences to the family. I mean, no one ever thought that Power Rangers would ever be part of pop culture. It's become part of pop culture.
Yeah. Wally, anything on your side?
Well, first and foremost, I say rest in peace as well. As a kid growing up, Power Rangers was for sure one of the top shows to watch. Literally, as a kid, it's literally one of the top shows. That show was so good, and the fact that this show was actually made in Japan before anything else and then integrated just makes it even more better because this show literally hit the spots. Granted, there were some things later down the line that were just getting a little bit too repetitive, but nonetheless, for more of the unique versions, the shows were just gas, just so gas. You love every last one of them. You love every other, again, more of the special ones that were very unique and, that was morally different and with the storytelling that came along with it. Look, Power Rangers was definitely one of the greatest shows for a young kid, even a young teenager growing up to watch because it's just that powerful. It was so powerful. There's so much meaning, so much story. Like, again, the vast storytelling within Power Rangers, even though the trope storytelling is always the same, but like I said, for some of them, it came with a lot. It came with a lot of guilt for some in certain stories. It came with a lot of, past memories that were clogged only to then revamp and then now find closure within them. It came with a lot of good storytelling about learning to grow and then evolve as a person. This literally saved a dying breed of people that, as far as kids, if you actually saw the writing on the wall, you were so thankful of Power Rangers. Literally so thankful. And yeah, this story right here is just crazy. So for the guy that been out there writing this, salutes to you. I mean, it's so sad to see you go. But hey man, I hope he, makes it to the other side. And for the family that's grieving, just know you gotta. There's a lot of people out there that are now grown-ups that watch Power Rangers. Will always be thankful for his contribution to make it what it is in America, as much popular as it was, in Japan, because it is just beyond greatness. But it's
So
crazy to see
as you guys are going on, I just read I missed this. I do apologize. I missed this part of the article. He died from complication of cancer. They don't get in detail what kind of cancer. This hits me hard because my mother has cancer like everybody has. I've been public with that in her fight and everything. And B, I have met multiple Power Rangers. So this hits me a little hard for me. The best years was the earlier years for me. There were some other seasons, but the earlier years were the best ones for me. Turbo, not so much. But my Morphin was great. I thought Zero was one of my favorite series. Turbo, like I said, In Space, I loved In Space. I think that was awesome. And Lost Galaxy and some other ones, but I do understand why they're in the process of rebooting it. Am I happy with it or not? That's a whole different story because I haven't seen it yet. But I will say thank you for the memories. Thank you for things I can live and maybe pass on one day. And it won't be no other like you. Except that, guys, let's do a quick schedule update. So tomorrow we're talking about Rainbow versus Punisher. Who will win? This is going to be a tough one for you. We are having a great area. We're talking about nonprofit organizations on the gray area. And on Tuesday, we're going to be talking looks versus personality. Which one really wins the heart? Then we're going to be... Anton, this is a show we'll be looking forward to next week. Next Saturday. You know what I'm talking about?
I think I remember seeing something about it. I remember thinking
we talk off air. Don't worry. We got touch base on that in a little bit.
Okay.
But except that, guys, we'll catch you guys tomorrow. As always, I am the Spartan, my man Anton, my man Wall in the bottom. As always, stay fresh, stay safe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Enjoy.